Hello, remotely close family. It's Lisa, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about right mindset, which, as you know by now, I think is the most important thing, and learning to work from home very successfully. But it's really the most important thing in having a great life. And my goal with this course and any of my teaching and coaching is to help people take what their dreams and visions are and bring them into reality and have the best life they can, not just in work, not just in personal, but making this tremendous, beautiful integration. And that's my ultimate goal with the Remotely Close group, is to help people step in and literally have some of these skills and strategies embedded in their DNA of who they are as a professional working, but also as a person living their lives, and that this becomes more and more integrated, so they're not separate, and there's not this sense of friction and balance. There's this sense of oneness. So with right mindset, the first thing is being aware of your thoughts. And so I woke up this morning and I really struggled with my thoughts, and because I've coached myself to become more and more aware of them, I realized, wow, I was just going down rabbit holes that were not going to be helpful for me having the best day I could, getting the things I wanted to get done. So I tried a few things. I tried journaling, I tried meditating, and it was so bad that neither of those normal morning routine things worked. And so I could have tossed in the towel. I could have progressed through my day in a sense of frustration, but instead, because I have these great tools in my toolbox, I decided to take a break and do something I knew would settle me down. And the thing that I chose to do was arrange some flowers. I got flowers at the grocery store last night. Flower arranging is one of my most favorite hobbies. And so I had intended to do the flower arrangement piece tonight. But I thought, well, if I take 10, 15, 20 minutes, time that I would take to meditate or journal or take a walk and arrange these flowers, I'm pretty sure it's going to help me with what's going on up here, and that's going to reset and reinform my day going forward. So I made that choice, and that's one of the big benefits of working remotely is I could say, all right, I'm changing it up, and I'm going to take this time to do this thing. It'll help me later. And when you're working in an office or working in an environment like that, you probably can't suddenly go, hey, I'm going to take 20 minutes and go do a hobby. But I really recommend that activating who you are when you're doing your hobby is such a wonderful, productive thing to do in your workday or as part of your work. This is about getting your mind right using your hobby. So the first thing I'd suggest is to consider what are a couple of the hobbies or activities you like to do that kind of puts you in a different frame of mind. Maybe it becomes a meditative experience. Maybe you knit, maybe you paint, maybe you play chess. Maybe it's a sport. And so, you could go out and practice some of the skill set of the sport for just a few minutes. Whether it's, if you're a golfer, you could take some practice swings, right? And the thing that happens in our brains when we do this is it shifts. It shifts us from being in our analytical mind, which can then become that monkey mind of thoughts that are unhelpful. It shifts us to that creative mind, that relaxed mind, that mind that tends to get into the flow more. And the thing is once you shift it, once you get it there, then you can stop doing the fun activity and move into work and keep that flow going. You really can. As long as you understand what's happening in your mind, you just keep riding that peaceful wave. So this morning, when I realized, wow, I was really struggling, and nothing that I normally do in the morning was working. So I saw these flowers, and I went out in the yard and cut some greenery. So a lot of this is from my yard. I walked around. I appreciated that I could do this. I used to live on 5 acres and have all of this flora and fauna available. And one of my fears moving into a trap home was that I wouldn't be able to do this, go out and snip greenery and make arrangements. And so I'm very delighted that there's at least enough here that I can still do that and still feel like I'm hunting for treasures out there, which shifts me, right? Shifts me out of that worry that I was having this morning. And then I brought it in, and just with 3 bunches of grocery store flowers, made several arrangements that are super pleasing to me. I really love these colors, and then I'm going to distribute these around. So, I'm going to put one in my office, and I'm going to put one in my bedroom, and 1, to enjoy it, but 2, to remind me to keep my thoughts positive and peaceful as much as I can, to focus on what is real. What is real are these flowers. What is not real is my fear of the future. It's a particularly real fear maybe, but we don't know what the future holds. And so focusing too much on those fear-based thoughts don't serve us in the present. So doing your hobby really focuses you on the present. You have to be present when you're being creative to a certain degree. You can't be doing something from rote. Where when we get into our work, a lot of times it's sort of rote and habit. Okay, I'm going to check an email. I'm going to, enter figures in here. I'm going to create this report. And it's not, that doesn't have that same joyous exploration of, arranging beautiful flowers, or walking in the garden, or playing a game of chess, or knitting something, or painting. So I know what some of you might be saying is, well, I don't have the time in my day to, my hobby is painting. I can't paint all day. And so one of my challenges is, I have a friend and a colleague I was in a mastermind group with, and she's an artist, and she keeps her easel set up, and there's a name for this type of painting, and I can't remember what it is. It might be spirit painting, but I'm not sure. And every day, no matter how busy her schedule is, she grabs a brush, grabs some paint, and at least puts 1 or 2 strokes on this canvas. And it's not with the intent to, make the perfect painting. It's with the intent to practice her art and to remind herself that she's an artist, and to get her into that creative flow. And I think that's a lovely idea, and it can translate to many of our hobbies, I believe. Even if, so I have a number of arrangements here that literally took 15 minutes of my morning. But the joy that it brought me in the moment, and then, for at least another week or 2, is palpable. And it's going to help reset my day. And so sometimes with our minds, we get so stubborn mentally that we have to do something bigger to jolt us into a different state of mind. And one of those big things is to bring who you are personally, that creative hobbyist, that competitive sports person, that intellectual pursuer of things, whatever that is of you, bring that into your day more. Don't hold that out just for the weekends. Okay? Bring that into every day. That's the beauty of working from home, is you can. And all of your hobby supplies are there. And yeah, is there a chance that you get so distracted that you don't do work? Maybe. But I think that's a risk I would rather take, than risking that my entire day is a wrestling match with my negative, difficult thoughts and trying to get some work done. Because right now, I like, one of the reasons I hadn't intended to do this video, one of the reasons I'm doing it is the shift in my state was so palpable. I went from, frustration and worry and kind of mad at myself for not being able to pull it together to, I'm really happy. This fills me with joy. And now I can go into my office and use that momentum to produce something great. And in fact, I hope that you've gotten something out of this video, which means that this really worked, because I was able to produce a piece of content for you that I hope helps you, because that's my purpose, is to use my gifts and talents, what I know, to help you offer yours to the world. And neither of us can do that if we're stuck up here in negative thought and energy. So the next time you feel stuck, whip out one of your hobbies and take a hobby break during your workday and see how much it can help you stay remotely close.